Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Prosper Tettey Doe in the United Kingdom, presenting this brief but important issue of what will take you out of network marketing and what will make you win in network marketing. So just pay attention and follow through, even as I present this.
Be able to travel all around the world. You know, I didn't quite see that vision for myself when I first got started. When I first got started, I was, I'd love to make a lot of money, but man, I needed to pay the bills. So short-term thinking will take you out of the game. If you're looking at this as a short-term sprint, it's going to take you out. You've got to look at this as a marathon. And so here's my philosophy as it comes to this. I look at this as a long-term game. It's a marathon. And so there may be someone that I show the business to, and they're really sharp, but the timing's not right in their life. And that's okay. I may not recruit that person for 5 years. I may not recruit that person for 10 years, but you know what? I'm still going to be in the game. And I have people that call me because I have just remained consistent and persistent year after year after year. I have just remained in the game. And what happens to me now is I have people who reach out to me on a very regular basis, some that I showed the business to years ago. In fact, I just personally enrolled someone that I showed the business to about 5 years ago, and it wasn't the right timing in their life. But you know what? They saw me on Facebook and they reached out to me and they said, Matt, the timing is right now. I'm ready. I'm committed. And so look at this as a marathon, not a sprint. Next is easy in, easy out. One of the greatest things about our profession is it's usually only a few $100, maybe $1,000 or so to get started. One of the worst things about our profession is that it's very inexpensive to get started. See, if you treat it like you only invested a few $100, you're going to get paid like you only invested a few $100. See, to make it to the top of your compensation plan, you're going to have to act as if you invested multiple millions of dollars. If I look at my opportunity, I didn't invest a few $100. Mentally, I invested several $1 million. And because I looked at it as a major investment, a multi-million-dollar business, I treated it seriously. And so I never treated it like a hobby. That's the third one. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. One of the greatest parts about our business is that you can work it on your own time. One of the worst parts about our business is that you can work it on your own time. And because your own time ends up becoming none of the time. See, most people are used to having a job. They're conditioned to have employee thinking, meaning I show up for 40 hours, I get paid for 40 hours. And, because that's how you're conditioned, you look at network marketing, it's like when you first get started, you're investing several hours. You may not necessarily be getting paid based on several hours. You've got to look at this like you're an entrepreneur. You've got to schedule it in. And if you were to start your own business, let's say you started an ice cream shop. Now, if your ice cream shop, if it was open some of the time, but not open a lot of the time, and people never knew when you were going to be open or not open, would you attract much business? You'd have no steady business because people don't know that you're really open. So it's the same thing with network marketing. You've got to plan out your time. If you've got a full-time job, you better put in your planner. When you get off work, you got to schedule in time for making calls, schedule in time for meetings, schedule in the time for training. You got to treat it like a real business, not like a hobby. Now, another thing that was true for me is you become what you think about most of the time. And so it needs to become part of the fabric of your life. It needs to become part of your thinking. You've got to keep your goals in front of you. You've got to see your goals so you see them all the time. And if you don't have those goals in front of you on a regular basis, you tend to forget about it. For me, I had my goals and my visions and my dreams in front of me all the time so that it consumed my thoughts. It became an obsession for me. It became a passion for me. And because it became such a big priority for me, it ended up becoming a reality. Now, the fourth thing that's going to take you out is being content with the good life. So I'll just tell you, if you're content to sit on your couch every day watching TV, if you're content to simply get by in life, if you're content to leave a legacy of averageness and mediocrity for your family, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to call you a loser, but I will definitely tell you, you are not a winner. You have got to get committed to having a spectacular life, an outstanding life. You got to get committed to being able to leave a legacy. I'm not talking about just a legacy of money. I'm talking about a legacy of principles of success, about being able to carry on love and contribution and the principles that are going to lead your family generations forward to success. And so good is the enemy of great. If you are satisfied with a good life, you will never have a great life. And chances are, wherever you are in your life, you've got something that you're not totally passionate about or you're not totally content with. You want it to be better. And I'll tell you a quick story. It's a farmer, actually. He's sitting on his wooden patio, his wooden porch, and his neighbor walks up. And as his neighbor's walking up, the neighbor sees the dog that's laying next to the old farmer. And the dog's just howling. He's going, "Arr, arr, arr." So the neighbor, he says, "Why is your dog howling?" And the old man on his rocking chair, he says, "Oh, he's sitting on a nail." So the neighbor says, "Well, why didn't he just get off the nail?" The old man, he says, "Well, reckon it don't hurt bad enough." So chances are you're sitting on a nail, and it's going to take you getting off the nail. You're going to have to get up off the nail, and you're going to have to start running. You're going to have to do something if you want to live that great life. And number 5 is emotional attachment. There are going to be so many instances of you needing to disassociate yourself emotionally from different situations. It starts with the prospecting process. If you are needy with your prospects, they are so unlikely to join. It's ridiculous. A prospect can smell neediness like a dog smells fear. You've got to disassociate yourself from the results. You've got to stop emotionally attaching yourself to the results that other people have. I almost quit network marketing because we're all in control of our own destiny. See, you can't force someone to want more for themselves than they do. You can't force desire. You can't force people to stay in. You can't force people to go to work. This is a volunteer army. You're going to have people who quit on you, and it's going to hurt you emotionally until you can disassociate the emotion. You've got to get to the point where you are rock solid no matter what happens. Otherwise, it takes you out of the game. So what's it going to take for you to win in network marketing? Number 1, you're going to have to be willing to accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. You're going to have to get rid of any emotional attachment to someone saying no to your opportunity. You got to remember this quote forever. Fear is temporary, regret is forever. You're going to have to get over the fear that you have about what other people think about you. You've got the time to go out and see the world. You got the time to go enjoy your wealth. And in my opinion, wealth is not just having money. Wealth is having the money and the time to enjoy it. Now, another thing, to grow your income in network marketing, you're going to have to grow yourself. See, the long game, you can win. And you've got to have the mindset that no matter what it takes, you will win. With that, my friends, I'll see you on the next module.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time. I don't want to.